Well, hello there, SPAC friends and family. It is Tuesday, and it's shortly after 2 o'clock here on the West Coast. And it must mean it's time for SPAC chat. Now, my co host Calvin's running a little late because, like you, many of you, he's been running around busy with school photo days. I hope that season has started off well for most of you. I know those of you on the East Coast are just getting back to school right after Labor Day. So I hope it's going well. I'm wishing all of the best kudos and positive vibes on the way to you. I hope your equipment's running great. I hope your employees are well trained. I am coming to you today live to share some announcements about SPAC 2025. So, as you know, January is just about 5-6 months away, and we will be getting together for our 70th anniversary gathering. So, this SPAC, it's not going to be your average SPAC. We are upping it a little bit. We've got a lot of things planned. We are definitely doing a very nice celebration dinner, plated dinner, a little fancy for everyone to join us in the celebration. So let me first start by just giving you guys the most important information, and that is the dates for SPAC. It's the 22nd through the 25th. Now, the 22nd is a Wednesday, and I always love to tell everybody the conference kicks off officially at like 4 o'clock with the kickoff party. That's where you'll be able to pick up your badge, pick up your swag bag. And our kickoff party is the perfect time to see people you haven't seen in a year, catch up on stories, meet new people, getting some socialization out of the way. So that way, when we start classes on Thursday, you're ready for it. But let's talk a little bit about pre-conference and what it is and why we do it. So SPAC's biggest thing is the 3 E's. The 3 E's of SPAC are engage. That is getting together and networking and speaking with one another and sharing ideas. Second one is education, and that is where SPAC really prides ourselves with the most comprehensive, high volume photography education that there is out there. We are the world's largest high volume school and sports photography conference in the world. We cover many topics, preschool, senior photos, dance photos, corporate headshots, the gamut. So when it comes to our education, we always want to make sure that we're offering some entry-level basic information that people can take a course. It's longer than the average 60-minute class. It's actually all day. Really deep dive into education. So this year, we are not having a schools 101 and a separate sports 101. We are actually combining them both, putting them together, and calling it Volume 101. We will talk about the different marketing and sales aspect in regards to schools to sports, sports leagues compared to high school football teams, because all those things are slight variations. That'll all be covered, as well as light setups, doing composites compared to the old traditionals. All of that is covered in our Volume 101 class. Then we're also going to be having our sales track, which again is an in-depth all-day sales training where you'll be able to brush up on your sales skills. Maybe you're a business owner and you want to bring your lead sales representative. That's a great class for them to go to. We'll also be having a half-day training for results. How do you train your employees, whether it be customer service, photographers? Training people is really an art. And so we have a half-day course on training for results. We have another half-day course that is in the process of being put together. So right now it's just to be determined. You'll be able to add that in to your cart selection if you would like to in the future. So you can go ahead and get the early bird price now, and you can wait if you want to add your pre-con. We don't close pre-con sales right away, but they are limited to 50 seats. Also, Canva will be here, and Canva will be doing an all-day training on everything that you find in the Canva suite, which is amazing because the tools that they give you within the Canva software is just really, really easy to use and has a lot of good ideas. So that is the other pre-conference. Again, those are all-day tracks on Wednesday. They end, you'll have a little bit of a break before the kickoff party on Wednesday evening, and that's co-hosted by Candid Color. And then we move on to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is our primary education days. Thursday is an all day. There is sometimes 5 tracks. We try to mix them up with having one school, one sports, one business, one other, maybe another technology. So that way you can pick and choose. You do not have to pre-sign up for those sessions, so you don't have to worry about picking those now. But when we do launch the event app, you will have a way of building your own schedule. So that way you don't have to worry about taking out a piece of paper and trying to remember which class you need to go to. It's all built in on your app, which will be available on your phone when you're there. You can even set reminders up so you don't miss a class. Our education this year, let me just tell you, we had over 60 session proposals sent in to us. So I want to thank everybody who took the time. Now, if we weren't selected, doesn't mean we didn't like your idea. Sometimes we have too many in one subject area and not enough in another subject area. Or we try to also mix up our speakers so people aren't speaking obviously twice, but also maybe too many years in a row. We might like to give them a break. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to not be a speaker for once and just come to the conference and enjoy yourself? Now, Calvin just showed up. I told you he was busy at a school, just like all of you are. Hey, Calvin, I've just been talking a little bit about what pre-conference is, education, kind of running over that information. Also, how we changed the pre-con to just volume 101 because we thought that was a good meeting of the minds. But Calvin Harrell is here. Let's say hello to Calvin.
Hello, folks. How are you? Say hello to Calvin. I wish we could hear them. Corey, you're going over what's going on with the conference, specifically the pre-registration or the early bird and all of that.
I was just getting to that, actually. I was letting everybody know early bird registration has opened. This is the lowest price per person that you will get. It ends on October 31st. No matter how much you beg, cry, or even try to bribe me, there's no extending that. Once we set up the ticket system in the system, Calvin just disappeared, it is set. So you have until October 31st to get yourself registered. Now, here's a lot of questions. Corey, do I get another ticket for the trade show? No, one ticket covers everything in your conference and your trade show, your parties, your meals. All of that is included. The only thing it's not included is pre-conference, if you wish to choose that, flights and hotel, and your gambling money. I'm not responsible for that. So, Calvin, are you coming back to us? I think he took a break. Maybe he's been running around crazy. So that is what is not included. I also get the question, Corey, do you have a trade show only pass? I'm sorry, we don't have a trade show only pass because SPAC is not your average trade show. We actually do not run education during trade show time. It is just trade show or it's education. We respect each other's boundaries. We respect our exhibitors and their time and their money. So we let them have 100% of the attention. And they also respect our education time. And they let us have our time and with our education and our sessions. So that way people don't have to choose. So we also serve meals inside the trade show. And so a lot of your ticket price really is food and beverage. So I cannot stand there at the beginning of a line and tell people they can't eat because they didn't buy the right ticket. And I don't want to do that. So just go ahead and save your pennies. Trust me, you're not going to eat cheaper in Vegas anywhere than with what's included with what we've got to offer. So just go ahead and know that. Now, sometimes people bring their spouses, and we are considering putting together a spouses club, and we might be adding on an add-on ticket to our registration. We're still in the works for that, folks. So if that comes about, please look for an email from me about the spouses babysitting club, and you'll get more information on that. Okay, it looks like Calvin's trying to come back. Doesn't look like his camera is up and running yet. So I'm just going to keep an eye on backstage and let you know when he's back. A lot of questions about the scholarship. Now I'm talking about the SPAC scholarship this time. We have started a SPAC scholarship for people who have never been to SPAC. It covers your registration as well as one pre-conference. It does not include your travel or your hotel. But we will be opening that scholarship period tomorrow. There will be an email as well as a post on all of our social medias about how to apply. If you are a photographer, know another photographer who has never been, I would highly recommend that you send them that announcement because we're growing our community. The independent photographers are really now the majority stakeholders when it comes to photography in the business. And we want to make sure that we welcome them, give them really good information, support them in their business as they go move forward. So the scholarship is a perfect way to do that. And again, that opens up tomorrow. Now, I know some of you have already checked out the website. And I know some of you have got some questions about some of the excursions that we're offering. Hey, hi, Jessica. Yes, that was your idea about the spousal daycare. Yes, I say that. I totally love that. I'm trying to figure out an activity maybe that they can do as a group as well. Trying to see if I can get a bingo game or something set up. So besides the social parties that they'll be able to attend, then also have something to do while you're in class together as a group, and they can talk about how crazy it is to be married to a photographer, right? Well, thank you so much for the idea, Jessica Kimball. She actually pitched that idea at our famous session called King and Queen of the Hill, where we ask the audience to pitch ideas and the audience votes. And if you win, you get some money. And if your idea is even liked, you get some money. So that's a great session. That always happens on Saturday. But yes, as I was moving on, Tuesday, we typically always have a golf tournament, which we are now looking at some other options and making it a golf experience. I'm putting details together on that together. So that will be in flux. More information will be posted on the website. But the other one that everyone is very excited about is an excursion out to the Valley of Fire. The Valley of Fire is a national park in Nevada. If you've ever seen those amazing wedding photography pictures with the big red rocks, it's unbelievable. It's a photographer's dream from what I understand. So we have worked a way of getting some nice charter buses. You'll get a box lunch, 45 minutes ride out to Red Rock, 2 hours in the park with your camera. If there is enough people that would like me to hire a model, I can, or we can just go ahead and take wonderful pictures of ourselves. But something like that. And then a 45-minute ride back to South Point. And that is what is the Valley of Fire excursion. If you have never, ever seen pictures of the Valley of Fire, just take a few seconds to Google them, and I am sure you will be inspired. Okay, now Calvin's still not back. I mean, he's back. Like there he is, but he's not back. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put him backstage again. Go ahead, Calvin. Go backstage. Okay. Now, what's new? What's different? So on Thursday night, we will be having a 70th anniversary celebration plated dinner. We are not going to have you dress up super fancy, but it is going to be cocktail attire. We have a lot of things that we are planning on. So please make sure that you answer the survey once you register, because we're trying to get some information about all of our attendees. And so that way we can recognize as many of you as possible. We will be having a wonderful plated dinner, a very, very nice dinner. And then after that, we will go across the hall for the after party, which will be dueling pianos back by popular demand right across the hall, which means our hospitality parties are moved to Friday and Saturday nights. So that's a little bit of a schedule change for you. And you might need to pack a little something fancier than your usual attire for SPAC. I think I've answered a ton of questions. Is anyone who is live? Here comes Calvin. You're back, Calvin.
No, I'm not. And I can't tell you. This is so exciting.
Okay, we hear you. We just don't see you.
I'm glad you're not hearing me.
Oh, and his devices are not connected. So there he goes. Okay. So let's see here. I've got a few people watching. Why don't you go ahead and say hello to me so I'm just not talking to myself? Say hi. Give me a comment. Give me a something. What are you most excited for? We do have an option here we're going to be having the round tables back, broken down by volume. I also heard many surveys told me that some of you are single operators. So I made sure that this year on the education, we have a couple sessions that are geared towards single operators and how to run and grow your business as a single operator. I also have a couple sessions on small communities, because I know many of you live in smaller areas. Hey, Laura, good to see you. There's Laura. Laura Wagner is actually a previous scholarship recipient, and she now works with the SPAC board kind of as our scholarship liaison. So if you are one of the ones that apply for the scholarship and you get it when granted, Laura will be sending you a little invitation to our VIP kickoff party, as well as a resource for any question that you have at any time. Now, Laura asks another good question. When will the speakers and the timelines release? So currently up on the website, I do have a general schedule posted. That schedule should be used for your travel purposes. But the speakers and the sessions that they're offering, I am looking to wrap that up in the next 2 weeks. Currently, all of our speakers have been notified, and we're finalizing all of that, making sure that they're still all available and willing. And then I will be having that in the Whova app. And I am looking to publish the Whova app at the very beginning of October, so that you guys can all start figuring out your schedules, as well as all of you guys can start communicating and networking and getting to know each other and setting up some meetups if you want to, and earning points on the leaderboard. So that way you can win a prize. So we'll have that all coming very, very soon. As you know, I will be sending out some announcements. Looks like Calvin's coming back. Let's see if it's back, if he's back.
Wow. Can you hear me now?
Well, yeah, but you haven't done much talking.
My goodness, huh?
I've been doing all the talking, Calvin.
Yeah, I know, and I apologize for making you, getting stuck like that. It's a shame. So I was listening while I was trying to figure out what's going on. 2 different cameras or 3 different cameras, 2 different microphones. It's a wild day at the office. I'm really excited about the idea that you are planning an excursion. Spousal support is an important element, whether it be uninterested parties. Let's just say that people that really aren't that interested in what we do necessarily, but they're our partners. Giving them something to do would be a great idea. So thank you very much. Who made that suggestion? Jessica?
That actually came from Jessica Kimball at King and Queen of the Hill last year. Matter of fact,
Wonderful.
I think she was like third place. Like that was a top
Wow.
idea. People wanted like a spousal daycare. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like maybe a bingo game for them to all go to at South Point. Well, they're all in education and things like that. Yeah, so I'm working on that too.
Might have to set up your own bingo game because I don't know if we're going to have the numbers that let them set up a special game
Oh, I
at
was
the
just going to
hotel.
get reserved seats in the big bingo
Oh,
room.
there we go. Cool. That's very, very cool.
Yes. Yes.
So, what about pre-registrations? How are people signing up now? Because I know that you launched it. When did you launch? It just launched a couple
Monday.
days ago, right? Huh?
Monday, yesterday. Early bird
And
open
how's it?
Monday.
And are we hitting them already? They're already coming in.
We already got over 30 registrations in overnight. So I
Overnight,
mean, and I was a
first
soft
launch
opening. I mean, I've only sent
on a
out
holiday.
one email.
On a
Yeah.
holiday. Yeah, the price point was at $3.99 on the it's the
Early
best
bird.
buy in the industry for whatever you do. Each year people have to consider, what do we spend on education? We'll buy a doodad here and a doodad there, and thinking that doodad is going to make us more money. A piece of equipment going to make us more money. No, I can promise you, equipment makes you no more money. It allows you to get stuff done quicker, which might have a byproduct effect, but it is not the equipment that's doing it. It is you're doing it. You're just accessing better tools to get your job done. So that's part of the thing with SPAC, is to give people the lesson. So if you'll spend that dollar of $399, it's how much a day during the entire year, 365 days. So just do the math, about $1.25 a day for an educational environment. Now, one of the challenges, of course, is people have to recognize and understand that the cost of the conference is $399, which is a steal. And we've done everything we can to keep the cost of the hotel rooms down as well. We've negotiated great prices from the hotels, and it's one of the key components in our being at that particular hotel is to make sure this is affordable for all. But at the end of the day, what I calculated is about $1,500 is what it costs for airfare, transportation, incidental food, and conference fees. And it works out that way, and it allows us to, those of us that desire, it allows us to take personnel with us if we think that they've earned a place to sit at the table and learn these things. The vast number of courses that we have that run concurrently, it is almost impossible not to have interest in something that's running at the same time as something else. And if you're by yourself, you have the unfortunate condition where you have to make a choice. And in making that choice, you're missing out on that other side. So it's a real good idea if you have people that work with you or someone that works with you, that you break it down like coursework, like a job. Hey, I need you to cover this field. I need you to cover that field. For you sports folks, that's would be how it would work. It gets the job done. Camera A, camera B, camera one, camera two. You got to have them. You need somebody else to be there because you can't man them both. Consider it as a part of the educational process as well. Okay,
Calvin, we really design our education that way too. I said, we really design our education that way too. We have sales sessions on how to be a good salesperson. But this year we also have like leading a team. How do you manage a team? How do you train for results? How do you Carl is back with a whole hiring, training, and firing employee model. We really have all aspects. So as you're considering making the investment in your business, consider making an investment in your key people at work. Maybe that sales rep, maybe that production manager, especially the opportunity of sitting down with our exhibitors, which offer a wide variety of softwares and products And you'll be able to sit down or have your production manager sit down with someone from Blueprint, for example, and walk them through maybe some of their touch points, some of their pain points. You know, you have those employees who are like, I just can't figure out how to do this. Well, they're there. That's why we give them a solid block of time on Friday and Saturday so that they can do trainings and spend the time with you. It's not just a trade show that's condensed into 1 or 2 hours.
Right. No, it doesn't do our
Right,
vendors any
Calvin?
good. The vendors spend a lot of money to have representation there. Although our conference is the most cost effective of all conferences, the vendors do invest quite significantly in attending this conference. And they have all shared with us that it is the most valuable conference to them. So not only do you get to, as Corey has expressed, you get the opportunity to meet with someone for services and tools that you may use, whether they be software, cameras, or otherwise. Not only do you get to meet with brand ambassadors for those particular products, you also have the opportunity to look and explore all other options that may be available to you. So that's an important element to be considered.
Exactly. And then you get the social aspect of being able to socialize with people. It's fun to work with people and talk about work, but then it's also really great to get to know somebody, especially from another part of the nation. So business runs very differently in the South compared to the North, or in California compared to New York. And it's so interesting, some of the conversations that are had, just talking about the variances and the differences in the business. Now, I do want to mention, Calvin, we just talked about our exhibitors. We offer our exhibitors what we call sideshow rooms. It's a smaller room, much like a classroom, with classroom desks in there, and they are able to rent out that room for a block of time to do some in-depth training, which is not on the trade show floor where it might be louder, or something that they can go deep dive into a single subject more elaborately. So we will also be publishing the sideshow schedule in the Whova app during that trade show time, so you know what other vendor perspective is available. And those rooms are right by the exhibit hall. And just so you guys all know, we are moving to a much bigger space for our trade keynote speaker, as well as our meals, and then also our wonderful 70th anniversary celebration. Calvin, have I missed anything?
I don't think you've missed much of anything. Tell me this now, Whova is the app that everybody will use. Those that have been know it. They still got it on their phone. This is a moving target. This conference, every year, there are things that are added and taken away throughout the season of planning. As you all know, we're out here now 4 months ahead of time, four to 5 months, I guess, ahead of conference time. In those 4 or 5 months, there will be some changes, whether they be an individual can't make it because of their topic or because they had some medical situation or otherwise. And we always try to replace them with someone that's speaking in the same on the same topic, on the same information. However, if you get on the Whova app and use the Whova app, and it can be used either on your desktop or on your cell phone, you will be fully informed. You'll be able to look things up and see what's happening. By the way, Corey, I'm going to ask this, and I'm doing it in public. I shouldn't probably. Is there a way to give a notice in Whova of any updates? There's more new information at Whova, kind of thing. Do you know?
Yes.
Okay,
We do.
wonderful.
Yes. We do have the options of sending out notifications, but I will let you all know, I cannot stand it when my phone is constantly dinging, 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 dinging with notifications. So I
Sure.
try to make my announcements very important. And so if you get one, you need to read it because it's regarding a change or something. And my other thing would be is once you get into the Whova app, once we launch it and open it up, you should go ahead and put your take a few minutes to set up your notifications. If you don't want it dinging every single time Len Weinstein says hello, or if you want to get it as a daily blog in an email, or you just want to turn off notifications, but you're good about checking back in.
I like that. Don't bother me.
Okay.
I can't stand it. I get tired of wearing these things in my ear even, it's constant. All right. Anything else you got on the conference?
The room link is already there. Tomorrow, the scholarships open. The link will be added to the website as well as an email blast. In the next few weeks, you'll see speakers and sessions all being uploaded into the Whova app, and we will be launching the Whova app in the very end of September. Once we get all the vendors and everybody in, we'll be launching the app so you can start networking. And if you have any questions or you have any problems in the meantime with registration, please feel free to email me at spacgal@gmail.com. And also, once you register, please take the time to fill out the pre-attendee survey. That is super informational for us. It helps us with our planning. And like I said, we've got some surprises hidden and planned for the celebration, and we want to cover as many people as possible.
Absolutely. Fill it out. Fill out all forms, because changes can't be made on site. It's too hard. All right, Corey, if that's it, let's wind it up and tell people have a wonderful week and get busy, because I know we are. Say again?
And we'll see you. You will be back next Tuesday with Tech Tuesday, hosted by Matt.
There we go. And Bill Ripshow from his yacht
there's Bill.
is telling you, don't miss it. Never miss a one, because it's that important.
Yep.
All right, Corey. Thanks a lot for being here today, Corey. Thanks a lot for ladies and gentlemen for joining us on this SPAC chat, talking about what's coming up with pre-con and the conference that's going to be held in January, the last week of January 2025. Start putting away those coins if you need to. You're looking at probably $1,500 in total, but the conference fee is only $399. And do stay at the hotel that the conference is at. We as an organization have to guarantee the hotel a certain number of rooms. And if we do not fill those rooms, we end up having to pay for them. And that's something we can't, it's hard. It causes organizations to bankrupt themselves. So we need you to participate, stay at the hotel that we're at, and enjoy it. We are exploring, I don't know if Corey went over it, we are exploring other facilities and other locations. Price is a critical piece of this whole puzzle. How do we keep our prices down, not only to the attendees, but even to the vendors? Because we recognize we're all small business people. And yeah, sure, they can spend the money, but I'd rather them give you a discount if they could do that than to spend the money someplace just for the sake of, I'm a little more comfortable here. There's the South Point Hotel offers good service overall, and we're looking at other locations. So that's we'll be announcing whatever we're going to do at the January conference. Is that fair enough, Corey?
Okay, folks.
All right.
That is great. You all have a great week. Good luck to all of you photo days. Hope everything goes well. See you next time.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.